Hello, good morning. So I've been trying to focus a little more on long form content because I'm trying to get the watch hours up on my channel. I'm currently sitting around 500 watch hours. You need about 3,000 watch hours to become monetized. And this whole thing that I'm doing with YouTube, it was just like kind of like an experiment to see if it's like actually possible, one, to get subscribers, and then two, to make any sort of money from YouTube. And in the last year and 2 months or so, I've gained 3,755 subscribers. I'm currently at about 500 watch hours, like I said. And you know, I'm just trying to get enough in order to see if it's profitable as like a side hustle. It's kind of like what I do. So I'm doing YouTube, and I do thrifts, or a thrift for a profit. I thrift and I sell on eBay. I've been doing that for a very long time, actually, probably more than 10 years. It's always been a side hustle, so I did it when I used to work construction. I go out and thrift and just kind of sell stuff on the side. I painted homes. I painted houses for a number of years. It was just kind of easy money, and it was always available to do. But I have to say I never really enjoyed it. Like, I actually enjoy going to thrift stores and finding cool stuff and like discovering the history of it, or you know, just like it's kind of like a hunt, you know, almost. And yeah, I had to break away from the whole painting scene because it's very taxing on your body. Like, I know physically I'm strong enough to continue to do it for however long, but you never see a happy older painter. They're always very disgruntled, or they're alcoholics, or they're kind of just burnt out, or they always talk about how, you know, their shoulders are shot, or their legs are shot, or knees are broken, and it's just like, it's not something I wanted to get to that level. Like, I might continue like doing some painting here and there, but I don't want to ever get to the point where I was at before, like full-time painting, just because it's just, it's just very mentally taxing. So it's just like, you just don't take care of yourself when you're in that scenario. And another thing that always bothered me about the construction industry is everyone's in your fucking way when you don't need them to be, you know? Like, you're always trying to get your painting done, and everyone's kind of, like, the painting is a big fucking part. You know, you like, and I did everything from start to finish. Like, so obviously you got the drywallers coming and everything, then you got all your finish carpenters doing jams and doors, and so then I would come into the job, and I would take all the doors off, label everything, paint those in the garage in sort of like a spray booth setting. I would do all the trim in place, and sometimes I did it before they put it in place, and then paint all the walls twice, probably 3 times in the end, just because of how terribly fucked up it got. And it just always bothered me, because I was always like waiting on someone in order to get my job done, and it was like I had to work some super long nights, and then, you know, like, it was always like right at the end, you know, the homeowner was about to move in the next day, and I had to pull like an all-nighter just to get the job done. And then they're always just expecting more of you, and I was just one person doing like these were like 3-bedroom homes, like from start to finish, and including the outside. Like, that's a whole nother thing, and you want to get all that done before they move in, because you don't want to be like, you know, like shutting them down, because they got to come in and out of doors. You got to have some stuff masked off. You got to have all the windows masked off, and it's just not very very good for the customer. And so I broke out of that like completely about 3 years ago, and I've been kind of just relying on thrifting. Luckily, my girlfriend, she's kind of picked up some of the slack there, and is kind of letting me go with this route of like YouTube and just kind of doing more thrifting type stuff. The thrifting's good. It's a lot of fun. I hadn't made a lot of money in the last couple of years because I was kind of focused on other stuff, but I'm kind of getting back into it now, and you can make a good living from thrifting. Like, you see people that do thrift videos, they show you what they find, and you can make a whole side hustle just off of YouTube alone. And so, yeah, I definitely wanted to see if I could get a big enough following on YouTube in order to, like, one, promote items, which I thought would be cool. Like, if people reach out to you like, hey, that's a super cool thing, and you know, they kind of pay a slight premium for me finding it, because otherwise how would you obtain it, you know? And then just kind of the YouTube side of like advertising and getting monetized and ad money from that. And that's kind of what I'm shooting for. And I know, like, it's hard to make money on YouTube nowadays. Like if you grew up in like when Mr. Beast was starting and like all those like young dudes, and like, I don't think they technically had any sort of like real skill set. They were just kind of like redonkulous, you know? Like, look at that two-turn Tony guy. Like, he is just a ridiculous person, spitting in chicks' mouths, and he's just kind of a vile dude, but he's like super popular, you know? Obviously, if you're like a woman, like, and you show any of your stuff, or you like try on nice clothes or cute things, your subscriber count will explode. But it's not the same for just regular looking dudes with beards, you know? You gotta try a little harder. And so yeah, I was last year, it was like December, I think it was, not this last year, but the year before that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try a little harder on YouTube just to see how many subscribers and like how hard it is to break into that and like get people to watch. And so I started out with like 5 like subscribers, then I like went to 100, and I was like, okay, let's get kind of serious. Then it was like 500, and then 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you know, and now I'm approaching 4,000, and I'm really hoping I hit 4,000 in the next month. I think I can do that. I'm usually averaging about 130 subscribers a month, and I think it'd be nice to hit 4,000. And then my ultimate goal with YouTube, if I had to say, obviously it'd be cool to be like really high up there, but I think around, you know, 40K subscribers is a good fan base, and you can kind of promote more listings, and you just have more of a presence to where you can make side hustle money, which would be awesome. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm on my way to Goodwill. It's a super nice, well, it's nice in the sense that it's sunny today, a little chilly out, and I had some other things I was going to get accomplished today. I need to clean out a garage so we can do some car repair type stuff, but it's just super cold in there, and I don't feel like dealing with that. The weather's getting nicer slowly because spring's coming, and soon enough it'll be warm enough to get outside every day and do stuff. So for now, I'm just going to keep with the thrifting and listing. And one kind of odd thing I always do when I go thrifting is I bring a piece of my silver with me thrifting. And the piece I brought today was more kind of like a superstition type thing. Like, if I have silver on me, maybe I'll find more silver. I know, it's sort of ridiculous, but I mean, people do that with pretty much everything. Football, religion, I mean, why not? And so today I brought a little souvenir spoon. I think this one, it's an Oregon spoon. I'll show it to you real quick. It's got a lot of cool details. It's got like a miner on the back, like a coal miner or a gold miner. So I'm assuming gold. But this one is from around the 1915 era. And yeah, I just like to have them on me. I feel like I have a little better luck when I have some silver on me. And so, Yeah, I'm gonna hit up the Goodwill in my town. Has not yet discovered the sterling thing. They might know about it, but they definitely don't price it. They definitely don't price it as sterling prices, or even put it in displays. A lot of Goodwills will ship it to shopgoodwill.com and they'll sell it online. But the one that I shop at hasn't discovered that yet. So they still sell sterling silver, like pieces, like silverware pieces, for only 19 cents a piece. And like if you think about like how much sterling goes for, it goes for around, right now, I think today, because of inflation and Donald Trump is our president and all the tariff stuff, damn, that bump's intense, silver keeps going up. And I think that I'll just cash out at some point, you know, when I get a certain poundage that I feel comfortable enough with, or the price hits a high enough price point to make it worthwhile. Right now I have a little over 15 pounds of sterling, and I found that all at Goodwill in the last about 7.5 months. And so that's like kind of like, if you think about scrap value, you're like, okay, I can get, you know, the place I take mine to pays out 90%, which is pretty good. It's called the Bellingham Coin Shop. It's in Bellingham, Washington. It's about 30 minutes north of me. And so, but, you know, if you actually want to, you can make even more on like souvenir spoons, like this one here. I have a similar Oregon one that just sold on eBay for $79. This one will probably sell for the 50-55 mark. I do have another really super cool Oregon one that will probably sell for over 100. Now I only paid 19 cents a piece for those. And so, like the souvenir type stuff, you definitely don't want to scrap out. You don't want to scrap that out and let them melt it down, because it's cool, man. People will pay big money for that kind of stuff, to have a piece of history. And so a lot of that stuff I'll probably be listing on eBay, or I don't know, an auction website kind of thing. But like any, like the kind of the basic silverware I find, I'll usually scrap that out. I have scrapped out 2.5 pounds. So I actually have 17.5 pounds of sterling I've found in the last 7 months. Yeah, it's super exciting. Like I always, like when I'm not thrifting or going to find, I'm like, man, what did I miss out on today? Because like it's crazy the amount of sometimes sterling they have in bags, or in like the collectible aisle. You can also look in the silver for like bowls, or I want to find a silver cup. I haven't found one of those yet. I've also found 2 silver belt buckles, a silver bolo tie. I mean, you just gotta kind of have your eye out. If it's stamped sterling, it's pretty much golden to buy. Like, don't ever pass on stuff that's stamped sterling. Now, you do have some other stuff that has like some weird stamps, like EP&S, which is electroplated nickel silver. You have brass on copper. You have international silver IS, which is, it's all junk. Like, maybe if you're trying to sell it to a collector that kind of wants it for its collectible value, you can get something for it. But ultimately, always pass on that stuff, because it's not worth it. No matter how big the set is, I mean, it's not worth it. Like the coin shop, I had a box of it, and I bought it for super cheap. It was like, I think it was $5 for the whole box, and it's probably got 100 pieces in it. They said they don't even want it because they can't do much with it. It has a very low amount of silver in it, and so I do make some mistakes every once in a while. Like I'll misread a hallmark or two, and I'll buy something. Luckily, it's so cheap that I'm not really losing a lot. So yeah, definitely make sure you know your hallmarks. Make sure you know like your I mean, if it says sterling, it's good to go. But this video kind of got off topic a little bit. So anyways, I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to like kind of quit the construction industry because I was just kind of burnt out on it. And I might revisit it at some point, but I enjoy thrifting. I enjoy making YouTube content for you fine people. I do got to make more long form content. So if you are a subscriber to my channel and you like some of the stuff that I do, watch these videos. You know, watch them several times because it really helps my watch hours grow. And if I become monetized, the perks for you will be awesome because I'll probably do like promotional things, or I'll give you stuff. It'll just help me feel like verify that, you know, I always felt like I was a kind of a funny guy. I knew YouTube existed, but I was always the kind of person that had to survive by working. You know, I didn't have an option like most kids do nowadays. Like, oh, I can just do YouTube or do this. I was like, you got to get a job or you're going to go to the military. That was like my option, and the military was not an option for me. Like, I don't agree with it, and I was like, I don't care for it. And so that's where I'm at now. I thrift pretty much every day. And sometimes I'll hit a bunch of thrift stores, and sometimes I'll just hit the one. Like today, I'll probably just go to Goodwill. I might hit this other small one, but we'll see if the thrifting's good. Usually if the thrifting's really good at one, I might hit another one just in the case that, you know, sometimes you get like a, I don't know what it's called. You just get super lucky some days, and I'm hoping today, that'll be today. I did find a really nice silver spoon yesterday that was 54 grams, so it's about 50 bucks in scrap value. But I'm gonna probably end up getting probably about 85 for it on eBay just because of the design on it. And I only paid 19 cents, so that's a score. And so yeah, in this video, I'll put, if I find anything today, I might just do images at the end of the video of what I picked up and what I potentially might sell it for. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. And like I said, watch these videos a bunch of times. It helps my watch hours, and I would greatly appreciate it. Peace.